So yeah, I thought I'd do a video on why I don't drive. Like this may be a bit of a random video and might be a little bit of a rubbish video, but it's something on my mind, so I thought, right, fuck it, I'll just talk about why I don't drive. So I think the most obvious reason why I don't drive, like I think there is a lot of people that seem to manage to get a driving license bang on the age of 17, first opportunity they get. Similar to when they turn 16, they get the national insurance number and they go straight into work. Like, I've never understood it personally. Like, I'd say driving is similar to going into a job when you're like in full-time education, but maybe a little bit different. And I think the most obvious reason is like the amount of money it costs. Like I've been hearing stuff like, oh, you end up paying like 400 quid for driving lessons, and well, altogether, like, and I've never really got it why people put all that money and effort into it, because it's money you're not going to get back, and it's usually a common theme that driving instructors fail you when you take lessons. So like I've always thought it was always seemed to be too much money, but I don't know, like I'm no expert into that. And I think the second reason I've never really had the courage, I guess throughout my whole life, I've kind of struggled with confidence, self esteem issues. And when it comes to driving, it just, and taking driving lessons when there's a driving instructor that could potentially be quite strict and make you look an idiot if you make a mistake. Like, I just thought, fuck that, like, I'd rather not. But like, I think like last year I got a provisional license with the intentions of maybe taking driving lessons within the next decade. Whether that will happen or not, time will tell. But I think I've wanted to drive for multiple reasons, but never had the courage to, because I've probably got a fear of driving. I remember when I did like go kart, those racing cars, like fun fairs, like there was one at Butlins, ended up crashing because I didn't know where the brakes were, and that's like put me off driving a bit. Well, especially back then. And having Asperger's, where I don't know, like sometimes I question to myself, am I a bit too retarded to drive? And that's one of the main reasons, that's probably the main reason why I wanted to drive, to prove that, oh, I can do something, I can. Because I've always, like I mentioned it in other videos, where I'm always someone that wants to avoid the vulnerable adult life, and part of that is driving, because most people drive. So that's probably the main reason, to prove that I'm a capable, functional member of society. But at the end of the day, I'm probably not quite that, even though I could probably do certain things to a level and that. Like getting a degree on my own, like I've done that. But yeah, that's a topic for another video. And And I've also, like, I live in an area, like, I live in Greater Manchester, and Andy Burnham, the mayor of Greater Manchester, is a Labour Party member, very left wing. He's put all of his life and soul in making sure Manchester's got a good public transport system. So we've probably got one of the best, if not the best, in Great Britain or England. So it's relatively easy to get about. Where there's the tram system, trains, buses come, and also due to having Asperger's, I'm eligible for a free bus pass, and that's probably the big thing that is the reason why I've never rushed in to get to drive, as I can get about for free, especially in Greater Manchester. So getting about's very easy for me, but you've got your cons as well, especially before this new B network which Andy Burnham has set up, where you get a lot of wrong-uns, especially on buses, a lot of weirdos, a lot of the mentally ill, that just ruins it, and you're probably better off driving to avoid that sort of stuff, even though that's not all the time. But I guess the bus that the bus route from where I live passes through probably one of the roughest areas in England. So you get a lot of wrong uns popping on it and so on. But also, at the minute, I live near a train station, so you don't get wrong uns getting on the train. You get normal, respectful people because they can probably afford to get on the train, but I can get on it for free. So yeah, but a lot of pros and cons. Like, I think, like, with driving, you can avoid bumping into wrong uns and stuff, but there's stuff that comes with driving, like getting your car tax, getting your MOT repair, stuff that's probably going to cost a lot. And I thought, like, it's too much of a hassle, so that's put me off. And at the end of the day, it's probably not worth me getting a driving licence. Like, I've probably got less hassle getting public transport at this rate. And if I ever did drive, I could potentially get a job that revolves around driving, like delivery sort of jobs, Uber. There's a YouTuber I watch who used to do collections as a postman, and that he said that was relatively straightforward. So that's probably something that could potentially suit me, and that's revolved around driving. And I think there's a YouTuber that I watch who made a similar video called Tracking, and he's mentioned driving, you see the world in a different way. Like, there's probably more flexibility, more freedom, but it also comes with hassle, with what I mentioned before, paying car tax, MOT repairs, costs a lot of money. Seems to come with problems, so there's pros and cons. I think getting my driving licence and driving is something that I probably would like to do one day. Like, I'd at least want to pass my driving test where I've got that option to drive. And I could, like, rent a car or something, or I don't know, could still own a car, but maybe use public transport as well. But I've got that option to drive. So yeah, bit of a random video, but think I've got everything I need to get off my chest about that. But yeah, that's why I don't drive. But one day I would like to pass my driving lessons and have the option to drive. So yeah, catch you in another video. Goodbye.